Tell us your name. Can you tell us about yourself?
Welcome. My name is Uchendu Blessing, and I am the CEO of Brilliant Tech Farmer Limited.
How did you get into farming of vegetable?
Um, I'm going to say it's a long story. So to make it short, I'll say that I started having passion as early as my first year in the university. I started having passion for agriculture. So from there, when I wanted to go for my internship, I applied to an agricultural company, which they accepted, and I did my internship there for about 6 months. And after my internship, the passion continued to grow. And after my graduation in the university, I felt like going into full time into agriculture. So at this point, I didn't have any sponsor, I didn't have anything, but by the grace of God, I have my husband there who was always there to support me and to encourage me. So I started because he was always motivating me, and I decided to go into full-time agriculture and farm inputs distribution. So this was how I started.
Right, so today you brought us to your vegetable garden. As I can see here, you have ugu vegetable all over this farm. So why the choice of going into ugu farming?
Okay, one of the reasons why I started ugu farming in particular is because it is very simple and it has a very large market. Okay, so not that I don't have other vegetables that I plant other vegetables like cucumber, cabbage, carrots, watermelon, every vegetable in the market that I can be able to produce. I plant it, including green beans. I plant these vegetables. But one of the reasons why I prefer to grow vegetable, that's ugu pumpkin, is because it is very lucrative and it has a very large scale. Like, for instance, you can distribute these vegetables you're seeing here to the UK, to Canada, across the nations where people need these vegetables. So it has a very large scale, large market. So this is the reason why I decided to grow more of it, and you can grow it year round.
So will you say that ugu farming is a very profitable niche for any upcoming farmer or even established farmers to go into?
Yes, of course. I can boldly tell you that a lot of people have been making millions from ugu farming. I know of people that started very small. I know where they are right now. I know people that I also sell these seeds to that started small and how big they have become from just farming ugu vegetable. So it is a very good business. I will say it is much lucrative than you can even imagine.
Okay. And do you think a beginner can just jump into farming ugu vegetable without much training, since you have already said it's simple? Or is there a need for that person to go for a formal training or education on ugu farming?
I will not say you will need to go for a formal training, but with you also need to learn a few things about farming ugu vegetable. In as much as it is simple to farm, it is also something that you need to have a good knowledge of it, because if you don't have a good knowledge of it and you do an investment with it, you might actually lose, because there are the do's and don'ts of ugu farming. There is a place of irrigation, there is the place of fertilizer application, there is the place of controlling pests. Okay, so when you don't know all of these things, it's going to be a challenge to you and you may fail in the business. Okay, so that is why you will need to learn. Even if you don't go for the formal education, you can decide to go and learn from somebody that is already into it, or you can also learn from us at the Brilliant Tech Farmer. We offer all these trainings very simple and very easy to the farmers and to the gardeners. We also have online trainings for this. Okay, so this is the reason why you need to have a little or more knowledge about it before going into the business.
All right. As someone who is into ugu farming, okay, so how much have you made so far farming ugu vegetable? Is it a profitable venture?
Oh, yeah, this is a question I usually receive from a lot of people. The truth is that I have made a lot of figures from farming ugu vegetable. So I will say that I have made millions, but I'm not going to tell you the particular figure I've been able to make, but I know I have made money from farming ugu vegetable, and it has been something that is encouraging and is something that I want a lot of youth to go into. Okay.
All right. If I want to start an ugu farming or start gardening ugu vegetables, what are the basic things that I need to get or the basic things that I need to have as a beginner?
It depends on the level you want to start from. For us, we usually encourage people, we encourage farmers, gardeners to start small. So if you want to start small, there are the basic things you should look out for. Something like water, the provision of water, the provision of viable seeds, the provision of manure or cow dung, the provision of your fertilizer and pesticides. Okay, so it's the basics that I will say that you need, whether you want to go into commercial farming or you want to go into the home gardening. So these are the basic things you will need.
So can you tell us the 3 ways, if I should go into vegetable farming today, what are the 3 ways I can make money from this ugu farming? What do I need to sell? How do I make money from ugu farming?
Okay, from ugu farming, for me in particular, my own story, I will share with you how I make my money from farming ugu vegetable. One of the ways I make money is from selling the leaves. When I sell the leaves, I make a whole lot of money. You can just get from this particular part of the leaf here now, you can make as much as 30,000 naira selling the vegetables. Okay, so you see, this is one of the ways I make money. The second way of making money is by selling the
Let's go.
The second way of making money is by selling the pod. Look at this pod. This pod in the market should be around, even if you weigh it, I think it should be more than 10 kg. So it should be set in the market. In the market where I sell it, it's up to 10,000 naira. Okay, so for something like this, you can sell it up to 10,000 naira. That's in naira currency, and you're good. Okay, selling this 10,000 naira is really encouraging. And also another way I make money is by selling it in retail. I also open it and dry it. I can decide to sell it in retail by selling to people that need it in painters, people that need it in counting, maybe 5, 10, 20, 30. And that's the 3 ways I have been able to make money from ugu vegetable pumpkin.
All right. Are there any current challenges you face with farming or expanding your ugu vegetable farm? Okay. Are there current challenges that you face?
Yes, there are a whole lot of challenges that I face, but I'll just list a few of it. One of the challenges I've been facing is lack of funding. We need more funding to grow this business. This is a high demand vegetable. Like I said earlier, you can export it to different countries of the world, Canada, UK. The African people in these countries, they always demand for it, and the market is there. I bet you the market is there. So we lack funding. Some of the times we need funding to expand the farm. We need funding to also help to grow them very well, to help them grow organically. Most of the times I do organic farming, so this is really very challenging for me because I grow these vegetables organically. Funding, we need a lot of funding because the demand of ugu leaf is growing each day, so we need a lot of funding to get workers, to get good irrigation systems. We need a lot of funding to process and export the products. We need a lot of funding for equipment. We need funding for the fertilizers, the manure, the chemicals, and every other thing that is needed in the process, every other thing that is needed in growing ugu pods in a very large scale. Okay, these are the simple challenges that we have been facing.
So, finally, what advice do you have for young and experienced farmers out there? What would you advise them is what will you advise them about farming? Should they go into farming, or farming is solely for people who are going into retirement?
I will always tell people that farming is not a retirement plan. Don't go into farming because you want to use it as a retirement plan. Okay, young people are not going into farming all over the world. Young farmers are emerging each day. So if a young person starts now, starts little. We started little, and look at where we are. We have not reached where we are supposed to be or where we aim to be, but we are making progress. We are growing each day. So you start today and you will be very happy you did.
So do you offer trainings on this farming? If I want to learn, do you train people on vegetable farming? And how do we get across to you?
We have a lot of training. We have trainings on our website. We have ebooks. We have offline and online trainings. So for you who is planning or thinking of going into farming, into gardening, you can reach out to us on our website. You can reach out to us on the number on your screen. We have free trainings. We have paid trainings. We have physical and online trainings. So your location is not a barrier. No matter where you are, you can go for our online trainings, and they are very broad. They are also very versatile. You will learn a whole lot of things about farming, gardening, and a lot about agribusiness. For more of this kind of content, agribusiness opportunities and agricultural tips, like, comment, follow us, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you on my next video. Bye.